What the hell is even that?
Alright, so here's a fun one. Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Magnum Martel, and welcome to another video, where I have to talk about some bullshit that's gonna make you mad, because it sure as fuck made me mad. If you weren't aware, Resident Evil 4 is getting a remaster, and by that I mean they're just giving you the same game that you've had countless times before, but instead it's now in VR. The only difference is it's going to be an infinitely, and in every conceivable way, worse experience than it once was before. And I hear you saying to yourself, but Magnum, how could it possibly be worse? Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest games ever made. It is one of the greatest games in their franchise. It was the best game in the franchise until the Resident Evil 2 remake came out, at least in Magnum's opinion. Well, you're correct. However, unfortunately, like everything that Facebook seems to touch because these big tech giants don't know how to fucking leave well enough alone, we're getting a censored version!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
God, someone kill me now. Well, if you're like me, you've already crapped yourself out of frustration, so you might as well go fucking wipe your ass and then buckle up. Here we go. You know, you'd think after the Resident Evil 3 remake, these fucking idiots would learn, but apparently not. So this one comes from a guy over on Substack named Peter Pinsky. Now, I'm not familiar with his work, but a few people that have covered this have highly recommended him, and I've been taking a look at some of his work, and so far it seems like he knows his stuff. But let's take a look. For many gamers, the upcoming Resident Evil 4 VR remake is the it game of 2021, soon to be released for the Oculus Quest 2 on October 21st. Much time, money, and effort have been put into this remake of the classic horror shooter by its new developer, Armature Studios, and IP owner Capcom, as announced by the Oculus executive producer Ruth Bram. Facebook, the owner of Oculus, is promising gamers innovative gameplay changes to take advantage of VR while vowing that a little will be changed to dialogue and story. That's all you need to hear to know that this is going to fucking changes that would be made with care. According to my sources and shared REVR game development videos, pictures, and documentation, the opposite is true, as shared with Happy Warrior, that's his name by the way. We have confirmation that there are indeed many irreverent alterations to both story content and dialogue. These include notable changes to dialogue, deletion of some scenes and achievements, proactive protection, with alterations focused on removing any scenes and dialogue in the game that the gaming news media and social justice crowd may deem misogynistic. As stated in the translated Japanese introduction of the leaked cover for the game development video tracking the woke revisions, the developers note that any content that is specifically related to sexual harassment, sarcastic expressions, sexist conversations, and expressions that may be indirectly linked to them have been removed. Also writing that these were not unavoidably removed as part of the translation or porting process, but were done by Armature Studio at the request of Oculus VR and with the approval of Capcom. If you needed more evidence that Capcom is fucking fallen, look no further. The compilation video I received features only some of the revisions in the remake. In the video, 5 scenes showcase heavy alterations. In the first 2 scenes that we can see the removal of flirtatious dialogue between the titular hero Leon S. Kennedy, the game's main character, one of the best characters in Resident Evil, might I add, and his radio support Ingrid Hunnigan. During the 3rd scene, a male character, Louis Sierra, jokes about Ashley Graham ballistics, a comment slyly referencing to her character's bosom and general appearance. Ooh, I know the scene he's talking about. Roll the footage!
Small world, eh? Well, I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude!
This game came out in 2005. What, almost 18 years later, and it's still the funniest fucking thing to me. I mean, look at him. Girl's got some fucking ballistics. Man's on point. But okay, moving on. These dialogue exchanges are now sanitized, leaving radio static and oddly stilted dialogue where they used to be. These alterations are likely to annoy veteran Resident Evil fans, but the mutilation to the game's ending will upset them the most. Okay, let me stop right there. You do not mutilate the ending to this game. You have asked for this game to fail already, but let's see what you're going to do to it. In Scene 4, we see significant alterations have been inflicted on the ending, with at least 30% of the original dialogue missing. The worst yet is in Scene 5. In the original, after the credits roll, Leon admits his attraction for Ingrid when asking for her phone number. And, I mean, look at her. Can you blame the man? Which he is rebuffed. Unlike the previous alterations featured in the video, this scene is completely erased from Resident Evil 4 VR. Wow. Fucking wow. How could you do that? How can you fuck it up that badly? But we're not done yet. My sources and their contributors are individuals with different backgrounds and positions at different companies, some with ties to the game development community, that are united in their appreciation for the original title. One noticed certain features missing from the documentation for the remake, specifically for a popular achievement was missing. Another observed the strange void where the specific dialogue and game assets had been previously. A third individual observed that subtitles had been altered. I received additional documentation backing up their claims, which will not be published here, to protect their identities. These people are that appreciate Resident Evil 4 for what it is, hoping that with public scrutiny, it might remind Capcom of that as well. Censorship done for the right reasons is still censorship. These changes alarmed them, as Capcom is famous for being extremely protective of their intellectual properties. No kidding, you can't even touch Mega Man without their permission, or Resident Evil for that matter. And if they don't like the version you're going for, they won't let you do it. And that these changes, as constituted, went entirely against the promises Facebook had made. No fucking surprise there. Mark Zuckerberg fucks everything up. The project is being handled by Armature Studios, with only one major developer from the original game, current series producer Katawa, involved with the project. That tells you all you need to know. And he should be in there slamming his fist on the table, flipping desks, and saying, "Fuck you, you're not changing it." Man's a sellout. Capcom is mostly in a supervisionary capacity, according to my sources. The vandalism came at the request of Oculus's owner, Facebook. No surprise. Theorizing that tolerating censorship may simply have been a price of business together. To which, you know what? I have a real zero-tolerance policy when it comes to censorship, personally. If you're gonna try and censor the product, you shouldn't be fucking touching it. As a free speech absolutist, I don't believe that anything should be censored unless the creator wants it to be. And even then, that's just them changing their ideas, not censoring them to stop from offending some easily offended Twitterite with pink hair and an attitude. Now, thankfully, after this story broke, some people were able to get some information and find out the changes that were made. And thanks to bounding into comics here, we actually have a few examples of the changes that are going to be made. For example, there's this conversation. Hunnigan. Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support for this mission. Leon, loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older, so the subject's name is Ashley Graham, right? Hunnigan, that's right. The updated version. Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support for this mission. Leon, loud and clear. So the subject's name is Ashley Graham, right? Hunnigan, that's right. Jesus fucking Christ. That's insane. They've also got a note here. Leon's quip of "Don't you mean lonely?" to Hunnigan after she says she was worried about not having heard from him for 6 hours removed. Here's the thing. Hunnigan, Leon, it's been 6 hours since our last transmission. I was starting to get worried. Leon, don't you mean lonely? Anyway, I started to feel dizzy, and then I guess I must have lost consciousness. Updated version. Leon, it's been 6 hours, blah, blah, blah. Leon, I started to feel dizzy, and then I guess I must have lost consciousness. There's the quip about the ballistics. Jesus Christ. So, in this version, they're literally just cutting out the whole line about ballistics and how he's rude. What the fuck? That's not all they're changing. They're changing the final ending, the final cutscene. Ashley Graham, so after you take me back to my place, how about some overtime? Leon, sorry. Ashley, somehow I knew you'd say that, but it doesn't hurt to ask, you know? So who is that woman anyway? Leon, do you need to ask? Ashley, come on, tell me. Leon, she's like a part of me. I can't let go. Leave it at that. They're obviously referring to Ada. But okay, so that's it. They changed a bunch of shit. They removed the secure Ashley. They even removed a scene from earlier in the game where a village woman is speared to a wall with a pitchfork, and if you interact with it, Leon says, "I guess there's no sex discrimination here." They changed it to, "I guess no one's safe here." Just, who the fuck is the imbecile that decided to make these changes? And why do they still have a job? I mean, personally, I was never going to buy this game. I have no interest in the VR version of this game to begin with. I also don't own an Oculus Quest 2, which I would never fucking buy one of those overpriced fucking garbage things anyway, especially because Facebook owns it. But honestly, if you had one and you were excited for this game, you might as well just put it out of your fucking mind. Don't buy it. Don't give them the time of day, because the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to go, "Oh, well, it was a success. Clearly they liked the changes," even if literally everyone on the face of the earth collectively slaps Mark Zuckerberg in the face and says, "Stop fucking changing shit, you goddamn idiot." To you brainless fucking social justice activist trash out there, please collectively go fuck yourselves. Collectively tie a fucking noose and kick the chair out from under you so I don't have to fucking deal with your shit anymore. Stop ruining everything you fucking touch, quit your goddamn jobs, and get out of the fucking gaming industry. Honestly, Capcom, hire me. Let Big Daddy Magnum handle these things. You know, just any fucking company, hire me. You step into my fucking office and you tell me, "So we're going to be removing all this dialogue because we think it's sexist." I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get out of my fucking office before I throw you out that fucking window. You can't say that to me. I'm transgendered, lesbian, non-binary, bisexual. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. You march your happy ass out of here and I expect your resignation by tomorrow morning. Go back to fucking Marvel and DC and write your story about homosexual Superman or whatever the hell it is you people have been going on about lately. Fuck off. After the censoring of Jill in the Resident Evil 3 remake, I'm surprised that 8 didn't get fucked, because there's some dialogue in there that I was like, "Oh, I'm surprised that's here. I didn't expect to hear that." As much as it's not a Resident Evil game in my opinion, but you know, I've already done a video on that. I wish these people would stop touching things. Stop ruining things. Resident Evil 4 especially, the best game by far, and now you want to fucking remove things from it and alter things? Why? Why? Like, does it just offend you to begin with that a man would ask a woman for her number? Or that a woman who was just had her ass literally saved would fucking be mad? I know a scene they changed. None of these articles mentioned it. But I know the scene about the garbage chute from the 3rd act, where Leon jumps down and pulls Ashley with him. And she goes, "Why would you do that?" And he goes, "I knew you'd be fine if you landed on your butt." I know that scene's going to get removed. And that's one of the better scenes. Just fuck you people. That's all I have to say about it. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. My name is Magnum Martel. I apologize I show Resident Evil 4 footage throughout this entire thing, or even Resident Evil footage. It's the fact that I don't currently have any on hand, and it's just easier to show gameplay that I've been putting in my current cycle anyway. But please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos like this one, and you know what? I'll see you in the next video. Fuck you, Facebook. Fuck you, Oculus. And fuck you, Capcom.